police worked, this would be the safest fucking country in the world. But we all know why they're really here. It's to uphold the racial hierarchy of this country. It's to uphold the financial hierarchy of this country. They're not here to protect and serve shit other than the rich and white and elite. Period. But we keep giving these motherfuckers so much money. MPD's actual budget is $600 million per year. But DC has the highest homeless rate per capita of any developed city in this fucking country. That's crazy as shit. Where the fuck are our priorities when a literal mass murderer can plot his murder in wide open space? The FBI and everybody can know that he's about to do it, and they still let him go shoot 10 fucking people in the grocery store. They let him do that. Just like these motherfuckers let them go up there and do a tour of the Capitol on the 6th. Why they was acting so crazy? Why they was acting so wild? We in D.C., we had been warning them motherfuckers for 2 months what the hell they was about to do. If I can get on 4chan and Reddit and see the goddamn threads, then what fucking police work are y'all motherfuckers doing that y'all ain't see? I'm just trying to understand. Like what? They made whole ass t-shirts. They selling merch for their motherfucking terrorist invasion. and y'all couldn't figure that shit out.
All right. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Good Faith Show on this lovely Sunday afternoon. I'm your host, Andre Morton, and the Good Faith Show is only exclusively on the ATP Network. You can catch the ATP Network on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, and Twitter. And I got some shameless plugs for you guys. Just be sure to follow the official ATP Network Twitter account. I'm going to try to, hopefully we can get that running again. That been taking like a little hiatus. The handle for that is at ATP Network 247. And also to go to GazaFunds.com, repping, the kafaya and the flag behind me. If you want to help Palestinians out, man, Israel is doing whatever the fuck they want to do at this point, unfortunately. So, some of them trying to leave, and, you got to have funds to leave to go to Egypt and Jordan, the closest other countries around Gaza. So, help them out, GazaFunds.com, and also to like the video. If you like me or the network, be sure to like the video and also subscribe to the ATP Network if you are watching on Rumble and YouTube, or Twitch. You can just follow us on Twitch. I try to bring y'all, the news and try to bring y'all my opinions on it. Every time I come on here. So I appreciate you guys that watch me. The few of y'all. I know the algorithms got us down right now, but you gotta keep fighting. You can't give up. I mean, they want me to quit. I ain't gonna quit. They also bothering a couple of my other comrades too. So, hey, we in this together, man. You're not by yourself. So yeah, man. Shout out to Afeni, man. Wow, I love to go to a live Afeni event where Afeni is speaking like that. You can hear the power and the rage in her, talking about the police. I can't believe that was 4 years ago when she did that. I consider that one an oldie but goodie. She was talking about they knew that the guy that shot those people at that grocery store in Buffalo, New York, they knew he was going to do that all along, but they didn't do shit. They didn't stop him, and then the tour on J6 as well. They knew that was going to happen too, but they let it happen. And some of them one thing about January 6th that really gets me is I never talked about that much on here because I started doing this last year, so way out of the way. But it's like the police embraced that shit. They were literally letting them through the Capitol. It's video. And Joe Biden still gave the police more money. And I remember after that too. I remember the House and the Senate got a bill through to give more funding uh to the Capitol Police. So I mean, like police don't give a shit about you. I mean, I know this. I don't know why I'm even talking about this. Like y'all know police protect property. So yeah, shout out to Afeni for that. And I got another oldie but goodie, man. But and I'm gonna I'm gonna let him cook for a second, and I'm gonna pause in between and give my thoughts on it. Here we go.
So I'm gonna show you Biden doing something that is more unhinged than anything that Donald Trump has done. He on national TV, he essentially telling China that one China policy that is keeping peace between our countries, that's keeping the global working class stable. I don't care about it no more. For you shit lives in the back.
And you know what? One thing that really gets me though, about that is like Joe Biden is still worse than Trump. Like everything that to me that Trump is doing is like Joe Biden been wanting to do it forever. Like that's crazy. Like these quote unquote, I ain't talking about liberals. Like they delusional anyway. I'm talking about the people that they just want health care, but they are Democrats. Like them people. It's like they freaking out over Donald Trump and him and his robber baron buddies are destroying the federal government. Where Joe Biden wanted to cut Social Security and Medicare. Like people forgot about that. He wanted to do it. Even Obama tried to do it, but Bernard Sanders stopped him. So I mean, like, it's no different between Democrat and Republican. Like, I mean, I know I keep repeating myself, but it's the same. Like, a lot of new people that probably come across this video, which is rare, probably don't know. So,
U.S. recognizing Taiwan as a part of China has been official U.S. policy for decades. NATO, you NATO stands. Vosh, I know you guys love NATO. NATO officially recognizes Taiwan as a part of China. Do you guys understand that? And if you
yeah, like, see, the United States wants Taiwan to be its own independent country is because resources. Like, Taiwan is the biggest chip manufacturer in the world. So, and the United States don't like China because, I mean, the crazy thing about that is that United States policies by shipping people jobs overseas is the reason why China is becoming the world's dominant power, and they hate them for that. And they want to let the American people hate them as well. So yeah, let me get back to this.
support Nancy Pelosi going to Taiwan, that would be the same as someone supporting fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene inviting Putin to a Texas secession movement event. It's an insane escalatory response that is meant to provoke war. Because U.S. hegemony is dying, baby. And they said we're going out with a bang. Either we had U.S.
Yeah, like people are seeing through the United States bullshit. Like the United States ain't the powerful country. It never has been. It's just a stamp they put on after they drop bombs in Japan, like atomic bombs in Japan. So yeah, like even now, like this is from 3 years ago, but fast forward to now, like you even see the European Union want to work with China because they've been seeing the writing on the wall with the United States. They've just been tolerating that shit. So let me get back to this.
unipolar dominance of the globe, or are we going to take everyone? And this is why this is the most important issue. And the fact that people are just progressive that is, are just swatting this aside is unbelievable to me. So let's watch the video where you guys can see Joe Biden being absolutely unhinged with China. Here it is.
What should Chinese President Xi know about your commitment to Taiwan? We agree with what we signed on to a long time ago. And that there's a one China policy, and Taiwan makes their own judgments about their independence. We are not moving, we're not encouraging their being independent. We're not, that's their decision.
But would U.S. forces defend the island?
Yes, if in fact there was an unprecedented attack.
But why would you defend? That's like Cuba put their forces in Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico supposed to be a part of the U.S. People say Trump is bad. Trump is worse. Like this dude, Trump is horrible, but this guy is unhingedly worse. He is. I've been and told people that.
After our interview, a White House official told us U.S.
So that's it right with that one too, man. Oh man, this is what happens when our country is it's full of neocons, man. Like Taiwan is a part of China. That was the one China policy that Nick was talking about earlier. Shout out to Nick for that, man. That's an oldie but goodie right there. It's so many bangers RBN and Afeni has done over the years, and I got them on my computer somewhere. I just gotta upload them, because these people are very important in our movement. So yeah. I got one more video, but I'm gonna play that towards the end as a closeout. I'm gonna start having. I'm gonna start doing on my show. I'm gonna start playing like 2 or 3 videos, short videos, and I'm gonna play a one at the end along with the outro. So yeah. So who I'm gonna talk about today? Donald Trump got a gift from the Qatar family, well, the Qatari family. I'm gonna talk about this new garbage on YouTube called Her Take. I guess it's produced by PBD or some shit like that. And then I'm gonna talk about Marc Lamont Hill checks Piers Morgan. So that should be a good one. So again, if you're just not coming in, like the video, and if you notice some changes in the background, it's for the better because the back wall look horrible. So I put the flag, the Palestine flag. Martin Luther King is still back there. I got my kafaya. So yeah, man. And one more thing too before I start. You probably not going. I know you're not going to see Liz for a while because I decided that Liz should take a break. She got a lot on her plate, and to be honest with you, I should have been a better person and let her take a break a few months ago. Because man, when you struggling, when you got 2 kids, your job is working you to death because they won't hire anybody else, and then you're trying to move to Ohio. Then your children's daddy left them hanging, which means more stress on you, and then you already have mental issues, like mental stress, and then on top of that, financially you struggling. Like it's just a lot on her, man. And doing this alone, asking her to to handle all that shit, and then for her to help me with this network, like that's just too much on her. So I told her, she agreed to it, but you will see her on Tea Time this week. It'll probably be Monday or Tuesday, I don't know, because we got a guest coming on. So that might be the final episode of Tea Time for the summer. I told her to take your time. I don't want her to think I'm like bullying her, pressuring her to do this. Like I'm not a tyrant. She know that. I told her like, hey, if you need to just take a break, let me know. But I just did this myself because I know how she is. She don't want to disappoint me. She don't want to hurt my feelings. But I want her to be less stressful as possible. I don't want her to worry about this network on top of all the other shit she's going through. And Mike, he's trying to find a job right now, so I might have to put A&M podcast on the back burner because like when you're not financially secure, like doing this podcasting shit is the last thing you want to worry about. Like so yeah, I had to announce that as well. So all right, guys, let me get to the first story. All right, guys, so let's talk about this garbage ass show right here. Oh God, it's called Her Take. I guess what's it called what's the PBD production company runs it. just more right-wing dominated propaganda, along with cosplaying leftists like Anna Kasparian and the other woman that's to the left of Julian Michaels. Julian Michaels herself, which I guess the Biggest Loser funds ran out, so she decided to take on the grip herself. Hey, like these, it's funny, like these nobodies. They always talk about people like us saying we on here talking shit, but they come on here, make YouTube channels and shit, and do the same thing we doing. Just telling their opinion. I just don't understand. Then you got this other woman that used to be a Democrat, right next to Julian to your right. She said she used to be a Democrat, but I guess she want PBD, Patrick David, to pay her, so she'll say anything. Like people just sell it. One thing I hate about like independent media, um, like it's not really independent media if you get um, what you calling it, if you get advertising dollars if you get sponsorships. I mean, now it's one thing if you not politic related. If you get sponsorships, that's you. But I'm talking about people that supposed to speak truth to power, and the sponsor comes to you and they want you to change your rhetoric in order to get, you know, sponsor deals. So I just, this show is garbage. Only because Patrick Bet David has channels, he can push this garbage out for more people to watch. Um, and in channels like mine, I'm not being petty or nothing like that, but I'm just saying, like, all these motherfuckers, except for I guess Anna Kasparian, I guess they have no charisma. They boring. Julian Michaels trying to be hippie, where she's a jackass. Like y'all remember Julian Michaels from The Biggest Loser, right? She was an asshole to those people that's trying to lose weight. Look, I don't mind the show. Like I know the show is about trying to change people's lifestyles and stuff, but like people are human beings, man. Like you belittling them, talking about them and stuff like that. That ain't helping them none. Like a lot of people weak minded. Like people can take that shit to heart, and But anyway, enough of me talking. I'm gonna play like the first 5-6 minutes of this bullshit to show you how bad it is, and I'm gonna talk about Anna Kasparian's moves. Like, uh, I got a lot to say about that, but here we go.
To her take, where real conversation happens. You've got differing points of view from all ends of the spectrum, right? Center, left of center, somewhat. And we're always looking for common ground. Today, joining us is Elizabeth Pipko, former GOP spokesperson. Are you ready for this?
I'm so ready for
this. I believe you are ready for this. We're going to jump right in. I promised Lindy we would start.
Really? What the fuck? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? What the fuck? I don't know what to tell you. Like, see what I'm talking about? But let me continue.
Our second show, talking about the 2028 Democratic frontrunners. So let's jump right in with this guy here, Pritzker, the governor of Illinois. If you could pull that up for me, Nat, we've got Pritzker thunders against do-nothing Democrats as he stokes 2028 talk. All right, go.
Where do I even start?
Where do we begin?
This is a complete clown car. This is the same guy. He's an oligarch. Let's remind folks, this is a guy who's pretending to be a man of the people.
I mean, she said oligarch, which is true. He is an oligarch, but the problem is that, oligarchs. I just dig more information up on this guy. It turns out that J.D. Pritzker owns Hyatt hotels. Oh God! So yeah, a billionaire wants to run for president. Whip the freaking dude. Remember Mike Bloomberg? I'm pretty sure a lot of people forgot about him. Remember he tried to run, and and that got to be thrown quickly because of his stop and frisk policies. But yeah, look, listen. both parties have oligarchs. I'm pretty sure she's a now Republican, so your party has oligarchs. The Democratic Party has oligarchs, and this is why I get on ALC and them. They finna talk about ALC in a second though, but is that like why you're not calling out both oligarchs on both sides? Bernie kinda is, but it really, but she's still like milk toasting it, uh, But here we go. I'm gonna continue.
People. He is so wealthy. He's a billionaire. And you know what he said just the other day? He said Republicans should have no peace because we dare to protect our borders. That is a crime that we're committing.
Is that?
He
I didn't
is
know
saying
that.
that's what he's saying. He says that we.
He did say that.
He did say that. And
I don't agree with that language. I don't think it's helpful to talk about how, your political opponent should know no peace. That's crazy, but
absolutely
he did say
not.
it.
And because that's essentially inciting the violence that Democrats were obviously.
I don't know, man. Like Anna seems out of place. Like she just don't feel comfortable. Like she trying to find her niche, but she just don't see. She seems out of place to me. I don't know. And that no peace. I guess what he's saying is that you got to resist. So let me continue.
Guilty of during the summer of 2020 when they held up a drug addict, George Floyd, as their emblem of racial justice. And so
oh God, God. Sound like some Ben Shapiro type shit. George Floyd did not die of drugs. Well, even if George Floyd did drugs, do he deserve to die by police brutality? Is that what you're saying? Like this woman here trying to kiss up to PBD and them for a check. She'll say anything. Like I just can't, man. I don't know why I even do this sometimes. Oh shit.
Pritzker is bringing that all back, and he and AOC and Gavin Newsom and Pete Buttigieg, they're all vying to be the lead contender of the 2020 race, and all of them have very deep flaws. Like, where do I even start? And AOC is currently on this anti-oligarchy tour, and you know what? She was just exposed for flying on a private jet.
I saw that as well. I reposted that as well.
And Jillian,
compliments of
ladies,
Charlie Kirk with Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
And you know, on one day.
Oh, I saw that as well. Oh, that's so nice. Oh man, like oh God. Go back to The Biggest Loser, Jillian. Jesus Christ.
Day she was exposed on Earth Day.
Wow, how ironic. I
Yeah.
think of
Oh God, that's so cringe. On Earth Day. Oh shit. Man, about that, I mean, they claim that the reason why AOC and Bernie took a private jet is because a lot of towns out west don't have national airports. So I mean, I'm not defending this oligarchy tour shit. I'm not defending AOC or Bernie, but again, it's like, who really cares? Like, I guess the thing what they trying to do is they trying to smear them as, oh, you supposed to be pro climate change and flying a private jet, it burns emissions, but Elon Musk does it. They don't say anything because Elon Musk is on their side. See, it's team sports. That's what I hate about. That's what I hate about electoral politics, man. Like it's a team sports thing. As a guy that I don't like sports like I used to, but watch sports. Politics is the same damn thing. Like, oh God.
of everyone that I've kind of tapped into, it seems like she's probably the most viable option, at least for Gen Z. And that seems to be what's for Gen Z specifically. Like, I think that when it comes to the primaries, I think that she is pretty much a lock with Gen Z, possibly the general election as well, if she were to make it that far. But I think that her views would be a little bit more of an issue with anyone who is more moderate, or anyone who, I mean, she's a self-proclaimed socialist at the end of the day. And there's a lot of people who buy into that without really knowing what it means and the true implications of that. You know?
I mean, I don't know if she's a socialist, to be quite frank. I think that she tends to position herself or present herself as someone who is very far left economically speaking. But when you look at her leadership or how she has governed as a member of Congress, she seems to really lean into more of the culture war stuff than anything else, to be honest with you.
I've always perceived her as being Listen, I also want to get this out of the way because she's not a bartender. She has like a double major.
Yeah, by the way,
pull this up. She's actually I don't like her politics, but I'm sick and tired of calling her a bartender because I believe she's got like a double major in economics or political science, something. She's not an idiot. But honey, she might have waded her way through college. What's her education, Nat? Yeah, get back to me on that one.
To be honest with you, I have no problem.
You know what though? I'm gonna say this about the bartender shit. Like, first of all, like AOC's story is fabricated. Like, she left a lot of parts out. She told some stuff, but she left a lot of parts out, especially saying that her father was an architect, and you know, architects make good money. Like, like I don't know why you had to leave that out. I see why she did it because you know she wanted. You know, she worked her way up to what she had now by fleecing people, saying she gonna fight, but she didn't. Like you know, the same old sob story. Oh, my family was poor. We was on food stamps, and you know, my father died, and he left a burden on my mama, and I had to, you know, get a job, and you know, I went to college, you know, and I was a bartender, and you know, and all that stuff. I mean, listen. I just the reason why they talk about AOC is because you know, like as they said, she's full of shit. But again, it's like who cares? She was a bartender. Like people probably forgot about that shit. Like this show, it has no flow to it. It just them just talking over each other a lot, as I noticed, which isn't good. Like you know, that's why a lot of times you probably see me like when we have a guest on Tea Time or something like that. You know, I don't want to talk over, you know, Liz or I don't want to talk over the guest because, you know, a lot of people just got a lot of stuff to say. And I think it's rude to talk over people. I hate that shit. But
I don't either. With members of Congress having worked like normal jobs because they're more likely to be able to connect with ordinary everyday Americans and understand the lives they live.
Yeah, that's why AOC brought up, oh, I was a bartender. Which, okay.
The fact that she was a bartender, I don't see as a knock on her record at all.
Exactly.
I actually think that's one of the things.
I actually think it's the opposite. I think it helps her.
Agree.
And I think it was a mistake on the Republican side to say, oh, she's the bartender, you'd vote for a bartender.
Agree.
Many Americans are proud to be bartenders.
The issue is the disgusting hypocrisy.
Right.
The fact that she labels herself as this climate, that you know, the originator of the Green New Deal. She has the gumption to fly.
I'm so sorry. Go ahead, sweetheart. There it is. She attended Boston University where she double majored in international relations and economics, graduating with honors. So I just want to say, like, the fact that people put her down.
You know, nitpicking, like, this supposed to be a professional type show and they're using, like, StreamYard layout, which is crazy. Oh, God. That's kind of weird. A few more seconds of this shit.
And suggest, oh, she's a waitress, as if there was anything wrong with that, which we just established there's nothing wrong with it, but she's also very intelligent and very well educated. I'm not a fan, but I think it's important we give credit where credit is due.
But the issue is her hypocrisy. I am a staunch environmentalist, which is actually what kept me in the Democratic Party for more than a decade. I care deeply about clean air and clean water. This is the hill that I will die on. And she dares to fly around on private jets all day long, every week, day in and day out, and call herself an environmentalist. Like, how dare you? How dare you become one of the most egregious carbon emitters? You're literally killing us. That's what you're doing.
Wow. I mean, I'm just gonna keep this shit 100. Like, wow, LC and Bernie flying on a jet a few times. It's not killing people compared to Taylor Swift, Elon, and these other celebrities going to the Super Bowl or going to the Met Gala. Like, But okay. In the Green New Deal, like, let's keep it 100. Like, I mean, the Green New Deal is not a socialist policy. Basically, it's it's kind of like giving corporations the option to change the way they do energy. So that's why a lot of even some of my comrades did just dumb down on the Green New Deal, and they finally read what it really was. They're like, oh shit, this ain't good. Oh man, so yeah, that was that new show that came out. Totally garbage. I mean, all of those women, except for Anna, I guess, like they're not. This is not their profession. They just finding a new lane to grift. To my opinion, like, and also too about Anna. Then I'm gonna change it. I think a lot of people say the reason why Anna is doing this is because she wants to get a gig on Fox News or some shit as a contributor or whatnot. But my thing is that Anna, Jank, these other people, I thought they was proud of being independent. You know what I mean? Like, now you want to go to corporate media, which y'all used to shit on back in the day. Like, you want. Oh my God! Like, Anna Jones, like Anna to me, it's like she's not happy. Like, ever since like the Bergen person shit came out, which wasn't that much of a big deal. Like, nobody I know closely, even some people that are ultrally sensitive about stuff like that, don't even mention the word birthing person. And Anna boasted out like people attacking her or some shit. Like really, really. Um, and I think Anna is going to lead TYT. I think she's just testing out the waters, trying to see where she fit at the most. But she don't fit on that show. Oh God, man! Like like um that's crazy. I seen somebody comment. Somebody said that, oh, Anna isn't in the Polly Market studio, but she's there. I mean, yeah, if you want to leave somewhere, you kind of want to branch out into new shit. I mean, I'm not a fan of Anna. I'm not a fan of these people. Like, these like the problem with these people is they leading people astray. They are with their rhetoric. Like, at first they wasn't this bad, but they didn't evolve over time. Like, I get it, everybody takes and stuff change over time, but I thought the core principle of the issue is that you supposed to grow and evolve and change. Like, I used to be a Democrat. I ain't gonna lie. I voted for Hillary Clinton back in 2016. Now I look back at that, I hate myself for it, but I did it. I say, you know what? The Democratic Party just fucked up as a Republican Party. So I voted Green for the first time in 2020, which, Howie Hawkins is not the candidate at the time, but yeah, but hey, I didn't vote for the duopoly. I mean, I could have sat out, but it was COVID that year. I should have sat out because I didn't want to get COVID. But yeah, man, and I became more on to the left, I guess. I don't like labels, but yeah, man, like, her take is not gonna last. It now has 21,000 subscribers, which is abysmal. Like, but that's what happens when you PBD. Like, when you have a production company, you can make moves like feeding people this bullshit into their recommended feeds. So, like, yeah, and yeah. Oh boy, epic fail for them. All right, guys, on to the next show. I mean, on to the next story. All right, guys. So Mark Lamont here. Yeah, y'all remember I did that episode a few days ago, basically. Grilling Piers Morgan and that racist person over that. Oh, Piers Morgan for telling her to use the N word, and then that woman for just showing herself, which I can't be mad at her. I mean, hey, yeah, I hate she feel that way. but at least I know people to avoid unless you start messing with me. Then there'll be some problems. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, Mark Lamont Hill, he finna check Piers Morgan on inviting a racist, and then daring her to use the N word, which is fucking wild. Like Piers Morgan has no scruples, man. Like I talk about grifters. Like Piers Morgan is really one of the biggest grifters online. So all right, let's check this out.
On Piers, as I often am, to discuss issues around race, issues around society, and it's often controversial. We often don't agree, and I often leave frustrated. But this time was different. For once, me and Piers weren't even on a different side of the aisle. Me and Piers were basically agreeing. But the conversation revolved around this white woman who was caught on tape using the N-word against a 5-year-old black autistic child. And no one, let me take that back. Piers wasn't disagreeing that was wrong. He was just asking the question, what does it mean for there to be a GoFundMe for this woman? A GoFundMe, which is worth now over $500,000 for this white woman. At the same time, of course, there's a GoFundMe for Carmelo Anthony, the young man who's accused of stabbing a white, he's charged with murder now, not just stabbing, but with murder, for killing a white classmate, which he says was in self-defense. And so we were having a debate about, are the GoFundMes the same? Obviously, the people who are supporting Carmelo Anthony aren't saying, yeah, go out there and...
Yeah, they're not the same. The people, I know he's going to say this too, but I'll say it first. The people that are supporting Carmelo Anthony sees it as self-defense. Like, hey, this guy wasn't bothering anybody. He was in a tent. They're going to try to manhandle the guy. I mean, the Metcalf brothers. They're going to try to manhandle him, and Carmelo murked one of them. Like, he has a right. He has a right to basically, he has a right to defend himself. And also, too, he has a right to fight in court. So that what people saying that donated to him. In this case, this crazy ass white woman, it was a little child with autism, 5 years old, go call him the N word, and she almost at $1 million. She almost at her goal, which is $1 million. So you get awarded for being a racist piece of shit. Welcome to America, baby. Like, this is why you don't see an American flag behind me, because this country was founded on imperialism, colonialism, and racism. Oh God. So yeah. Let me get back to this.
And stab somebody. The people who are supporting Carmelo Anthony are saying, hey, we think he was wrongfully charged. There's more to this story. It was self-defense. It wasn't an act of aggression. We want to investigate the case, and the GoFundMe is used to build a legal defense. That's very different than the people who are funding this white woman. They're not saying she's wrongfully accused. They're not saying she's railroaded. They're saying she did it. And if you read the comments, they're saying, yo, she should be able to use the N-word. And so we have this conversation. I don't know who's coming on. I don't usually ask on debating because, to be honest, it don't matter. I feel confident I'm a defeat bad arguments no matter who makes them. I'm going to defend my side no matter who's talking to me. But I find out it's Myron Game, but everything I've seen has been disgusting. I've seen him and his crew physically attack a black woman, of course. I've seen him say anti-Semitic slurs. Not just slurs, but just the worst anti-Semitic shit. I've seen him say the worst things about black women, the worst things about black communities, black people. And of course, he's not a black American. He just pretends to be one. His name isn't even Myron Gaines, but he pretends to be one so that he can make...
Oh, where have we seen that before, right? Oh God, he's talking about the guy that was beside him, was right next to him on the panel. Yeah, yeah. I have a lot to say about him, but I'm gonna let the video continue.
Conservatives happy, and it looks like, oh, here's a black man finally speaking the truth about his people. He ain't our people. Like they say, they ain't like us. He ain't like us. And I was on with this.
Just like Candace Owens and Jason Whitlock and Officer Tatum, like all of them have something in common. Their job is to say things that the white man can't say. Oh God! Like, cause white folks don't like being labeled as racist, and my thing is, hey, let some token Negroes do it for us. So, back to this.
White TikToker. What is her name? She's so unimportant. I almost don't want to give her credit by saying her name, but I will, because one, I want to be accurate, and two, I want people to know that she's trash. You know what I mean? So her name is Lily. What is her name? I just had it in front of me, but Lily Gaddis. Lily Gaddis is her name, and we're going back and forth. I'm explaining them why.
She gonna get invited on some podcasting shows, man. Like that episode of Piers Morgan. Yeah, that was her. She shouldn't got invited on in the first place. Like, shame on Piers Morgan's. I said this in the other show for inviting this bitch on, but yeah, like, apparently in America you get awarded for being a racist piece of shit. So
why what they're saying is stupid. I'm explaining to them how absurd it is that we're even having a debate about whether you should call a 5-year-old autistic black child the N-word. I mean, what are we talking about? But at the end of the debate, at the end of what was basically a 1-hour conversation, Piers is still pressing this woman about the N-word. Earlier in the show, she said, yes, I use the N-word. She said, I use the N-word. I say it freely. She said, I am a racist. She did not deny that. At the end, though, it got even worse. Piers was trying to really point out that she was a racist. He was trying to really show who and what she was about. And so Piers invites her, dares her, really, is probably a better way of saying it, to use the N-word. Here's what he said. Check this out.
And I don't want to live in a country where you can say an inappropriate, rude thing, which, by the way, black people can say things to white people all the time and they never get canceled. There's no backlashing about this. I want to live in a country where people are allowed to say what they want unashamedly. And you will
well, go
not
on, then,
have
say it. Say
you
the
will
M-
not have
go on,
free
say,
speech.
go on, say the M word. Go on.
I'm
No,
not
no.
Don't
invite. No. I don't want you to invite this woman to say. Let me pause for a minute, because this is where it is crazy to me. My head was spinning.
my thing is, the woman already said she was a racist. She used the N-word when she felt like it. Why are you asking? That's like asking somebody to say I'm a murderer, and then you asking the murderer kill somebody. Oh Lord, I gotta watch what I say on YouTube. Get them, hurt them, harm them. You don't do that, man. Then a black guy there too, like that just showed me right there. Piers Morgan ain't shit either. Like, I knew Piers Morgan wasn't shit, but this right here really is the one right here, man.
And I already had to hear Myron Gaines say all this wild shit about black people. I already had to hear the slurs or the stereotypes. I already had to hear the lies and the disrespect of black people. I already had to watch all of that ridiculousness. But now he's saying, go ahead, use the N-word. Now, I think two things are going on in Piers Morgan's mind right here. Thing number one, I want to see if I can get her to really put a spotlight on her own racist self. I want to show the world how fucked up she is. I think that is on his list. I don't think it's number one on his list, but I think it's on his list. I think number one is, if I can get this white woman to say the N-word, if I can get this white woman to say nigger on national television, international television, the ratings are going to be crazy. Now, I know some of y'all are like, what's the...
Damn, I ain't thought about it like that. Like, yeah. Yeah, I agree. 100%. Yeah. See, she said on there, yeah. And then it'd be everywhere. On, like he said, on international television, which, like, this guy's a grifter. Like, all these motherfuckers are grifters, man. Like, they don't want to speak truth to power. They say anything that's in the moment. Like, that's grifting. So she said nigger, which, most of everybody says, then, that'll get her even more clout. Like, this video alone, like, I bet you she'll get some podcasting deals. Charlie Kirk and them gonna invite her onto the show. They probably gonna do some kind of free speech type shit. Oh, they try to suppress free speech, like you can't even say the N-word anymore. Oh, like, oh man. But you know, shout out to Mark Lamont Hill for pointing that out. I ain't thought about that until now. Like that makes fucking sense. Like, I mean, his show already. I forgot how many subscribers Piers Morgan got, but because he always be on my fucking feed every time I get on YouTube. I don't know why, but yeah, like hey, them YouTube checks look good. So this racist motherfucker says the N word. Hell, even more checks from it. So yeah,
You know, what do you do in that situation? As he's saying, I'm like, wait a minute, are we? I didn't expect that. I already didn't expect to be on with a self-identified white racist. Piers says he didn't know that she was a racist. And I've never been on anything with Myron Gaines, so I didn't expect that either. But then it gets stupid, and I had to respond. Here's what I did.
Go on.
No.
Hang on.
Invite. No.
No.
I don't want you to. Piers, don't tell me to hang on. No, it's your show. I don't care. Not now. Not with this.
Invite this woman to say a racially harmful term in front of me because I'm the only on here. So if she says it, I'm the victim of it. So please don't invite her for ratings to call me the N-word, because that's basically what it's going to be. There's a bunch of white people up here.
Now, pause again. You see their faces? This loser's smiling and laughing.
Yeah, that piece of shit, Byron Gaines, bitch ass smiling. in that racist piece of shit, Lily, that cracker smiling herself, like, you know, these are people that are lost. Like, you know, I know a lot of people say, hey, you know, maybe you could educate them, but you can't educate everybody, man. You can't fix people, like, you know, black folk, they hate black people, so they ain't gonna listen to her. Like, that's why I said my white comrades, you know, the ones that ain't racist, like, maybe y'all could talk to these two, well, Lily especially, not Byron Gaines, Lily. Maybe y'all could get her to not be racist anymore, but I doubt that. So yeah, they laughing and chuckling, like, are you kidding me?
I think and she's happy as hell, right? Now I know y'all saying I gave them the satisfaction because I got angry. I didn't get angry, by the way. This isn't me angry. Anybody knows me knows I'm not actually angry. I'm being animated because I needed to stress this.
Yeah,
that's basically what it's going to be. There's a bunch of white people up here. And one Uncle Tom on the left here, and to ask her to say the N-word while I'm here is ridiculous.
Now, people say you call him an Uncle Tom. I did. I never call people Uncle Toms on TV. I don't believe that because somebody is conservative or because somebody is on the right or because somebody has a different opinion than me, that they are an Uncle Tom or that they're a sellout, even if I don't agree with their politics. This dude, I think, is a sellout.
Yeah, exactly. Like Jason Whitlock and Candace Owens. Like, they are Uncle Toms too and Aunt Sally's. Like, it's a lot. I know a lot of people that are black conservatives, so they I don't think they're Uncle Toms either. But most of them are, man. Like, not all of them, you know, but they're like, I'm just gonna leave it at that. And to be honest with you, same with the Democratic Party. A lot of black Uncle Toms too. So, I mean, I'm just keeping this shit 100. But
and an Uncle Tom because, for one, the entire conversation he's referring to blacks as those people, you people. Entire conversation he's referring to blacks as those people, you people, them, they. He does not identify as one of us, and he shouldn't. He's not a black American. He is a fake black American. I'm not even making some kind of nativist claim here. This isn't like, you're not black enough to be. No. I'm saying something different. I'm saying that he is Sudanese. He is literally not from America. And if you ask him, even on the show, what he says is, I'm African American. Yeah, he's African American. He says in the true sense. Yeah, he's African American in the way that Elon Musk is African American. He's from South Africa and he's American citizenship, I guess, or whatever, right? So this man, whose name is not Myron Gaines, it's Amadou Fadl. Amadou Fadl is not a black American, but he pretends to be a black American so that when he talks shit about black Americans, and I don't even know if he's American, to be honest, But when he talks shit about them, it looks like it's coming from the inside. And that's why I don't respect it. He is literally a Sudanese immigrant who comes to the United States and pretends to be a Black American and then says, we Black Americans ain't shit. And when he gets really in his bag, he says, those people ain't shit. That's why I call him an Uncle Tom. And even here, you see he's holding up a flag. It got blurred out, but that flag says nigger on it, Nigger. The flag, he had a nigger flag in the tuck. Nobody who's not an Uncle Tom.
I was about to ask why the flag was blurred out. I mean, a nigger flag. Oh my God. So this guy, yeah. See, people, yeah, Byron Gaines is getting paid to be a coon. Just like Kenneth Owens and Jason Whitlock, same shit. Like I know I use them a lot, but they're the same. Um, yeah, like yeah.
Has a nigger ER flag in the tuck. Just say it.
You would not sit here with a Jewish person and say, please use a Jewish slur in front of this Jewish. It's ridiculous. I understand you don't have any bad intent, Piers. I understand what you're trying to do. But we already know she's racist. And I don't want to invite a racial harm to me.
I hear you.
So I mentioned the Jewish thing. I think that's an important point to make. No one would say, hey, we think you're an anti-Semite. Oh, you are an anti-Semite? Well, call this Jewish person next to me a Jewish slur. Oh, you're homophobic? Call this gay person next to me a homophobic slur. Oh, whatever the thing is. Like, why would we invite that? And if you would do that, then that's even worse. I don't think they would, but I think there's something about Black people and the N-word that white people still feel some sense of ownership over or desire to have ownership over, where they're like.
See, and this is why I said what I said. Like, Black folks stop using the N-word around white folk. I don't care if they're your best friend. Well, white folks and non-Black folks. Like, I don't use the N-word around my comrades that are not Black. And when I use it around Black folks, we joking. Like, we don't really mean to hurt each other. Like, like my thing is, like, no non-Black person should not call me that word. Now, they said amongst their stuff, I can't control it. But I'm just saying, like, people that say that word out in public to other Black folk, they end up getting hurt. I'm just saying. Like, I'm just saying. I'm telling you.
Like, oh, yeah. You gotta let me have a little access to it. If I can't say it, at least let me get this white woman to say it. And for what? She's already said I use the N-word. She's already said I'm a racist. Making her say it on national TV does not expose her anymore. It does not out her anymore. All it does is get ratings, and I will not allow myself to be used in that way on this program. I will not allow racial harm to be invited to me for your benefit. That's where I get frustrated, right? Because now all of a sudden, as a Black person, I'm just an object here. I'm just a thing sitting here, and you can just say, "Oh, call Marc a nigger." I bet you won't. I mean, come on, what are we doing here? Now, again, I don't think that was Piers' intent. But Myron ain't the only ain't up there as representing the victim of niggerdom. These two white women are, and the white woman on the right, by the way, was fighting the good fight. She really was. Lily was trash, but the other woman was fighting the good fight. In fact, she sent me a wonderful note. Good people. And Piers ain't Black. So yeah, you don't get to decide or tell me to hang on. I don't care whose show it is, when you telling somebody to start using language like that. So that's how it went down. Here's the
on the left here. And to ask her to say the N-word while I'm here is ridiculous. You would not sit here with a Jewish person and say, please use a Jewish slur in front of this Jewish. It's ridiculous. I understand you don't have any bad intent, Piers. I understand what you're trying to do. But we already know she's racist. And I don't want to invite a racial harm to me.
I hear you, and I accept that, and we'll leave it there. Thank you all.
Now, I got to say, this might be the first or maybe second time in TV history where I said where I said something to a host who disagrees with me in general, and they said, you know what, I'll stand down. I got to give Piers respect for standing down. I got to give Piers respect for saying,
Yeah, well, he had to stand down because he realized he was being stupid and wanted to clickbait the hell out of that part. Okay, you could say, yeah, he probably know that Lily person wasn't racist. But at the end of the day, man, like I wouldn't let her be on the whole show. I'll kick her ass out. I'm like, You know, like on the ATP network, we got two rules. No racist shit, no Zionism. Like, you know, if you're conservative, that's what you're calling it, that's like willing to listen. I'm willing to listen to you. Like we can have debate instead of bickering each other, calling each other names. I'm cool with that. I don't want to be in an echo chamber. It's just the problem is you got ignorant ass people talking shit on your platform and like, come on, like it's unnecessary. So yeah, man, that was Marc Lamont Hill. Shout out to him. I'm glad he G-checked Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan need that. He deserved that. You don't dare ignorant people to do more ignorant shit. That's like, yeah, like I said before, it's like telling somebody that say they like to do murders to do another one. Why? They need to be. Then, yeah. So, all right, guys, on to the next story. All right, guys. So, this could be a short segment here. It says Trump is said to be getting a Qatari 747 for Air Force One in post-presidency travel. So what does that mean? That means that Qatar probably bribed Trump, and Trump got what they wanted, and they giving him a aircraft, a plane. Oh God, I did this to show people that our government's bought and paid for, man. But I'm finna read. It's just a little short read. Let me see. It says Trump administration's plan to accept a luxury Boeing 747-800 plane from the Qatari royal family that will be upgraded to serve as Air Force One. A senior official with direct knowledge of the matter said. The official said the plane will be donated to President Trump's presidential library when he leaves office, allowing him to continue to using it as a private citizen. The plan, involving the possibly the biggest foreign gift ever received by the U.S. government, raised substantial ethical issues. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna use an example like, remember when Jimmy Carter had to sell his peanut farm because people saw that as a conflict of interest? Now this guy gets a jet, well, a plane from a foreign entity, and nobody blinks an eye. Like nobody literally gives a shit. Like that right there tells me all I need to know. Like, everybody going along to get along because they want to get gifts like this too. Oh man. Said read more. Let me see. Let's show more. So yeah. So that's it right there. So yeah. Yeah, man. Like remember the Saudi Arabian bought hotel rooms in Trump hotels, even though no people stayed in them, and hey, like this is the corruption we talking about. Like it's layers to this shit. Like, yeah, Trump bought and paid for. I mean, Biden was bought and paid for. Pretty sure George Soros, opened up his checkbook for Biden, and Biden gave him what he wanted. Like, yeah, that's our government, guys, and you see why you have no health care, you on the brink of being homeless, or you food insecure, but oh God, like we live in a fucking cartoon, man. So, all right, guys, all right, guys. So this is from Mundo Weiss. This is an opinion piece. It says exterminating Gaza was always Israel's plan, but now it's official. Yeah, it is so unfortunate. Man, I'm finna read it. It says, and one thing that really still drives me crazy is these people saying that Trump will make the situation in Gaza worse. I mean, Joe Biden has already done that. I mean, what more Trump can do? Turn rubble into more rubble? Like the fuck? make this a little bit bigger. There we go. It's been a year since Israel first invaded Rafah and crossed Biden's illusory red line. The Israeli army destroyed the Rafah crossing, isolating Gaza from Egypt and completely cutting it off from the outside world. Israel was free to conduct the mass displacement of Palestinians away from the Egyptian border, but it never admitted to that goal. But now Rafah is no more, and Israel's completely approved the plan to reoccupy Gaza indefinitely has made explicit and what many have already expected for months. The ulterior motive of creating permanent military installations and buffer zones in Gaza is to facilitate the mass expulsion of Palestinians. So yeah, like on top of that, the food, like they're not bringing food into Gaza for over 45 days at this point. So yeah, it says Israel is now openly announcing its intentions in public advertising ethnic cleansing as a voluntary migration, but this didn't happen overnight, but has been a result of a deliberate process of hemming Palestinians into concentrate sub ghettos under fire while creating vast military buffer zones on swaths of flattened Gazan territory. The plan has been implemented in piecemeal over the past 18 months, but those pieces are not falling clearly into place. Just last week, bitch ass Benjamin Netanyahu announced that Israel's main war aim of defeating its enemies superseded the goal of releasing Israeli captives in Gaza, echoing previous statements from his finance minister Bezalel Smotrich, the so-called hardliner. It says this isn't new development, but it has been Israel plan all along. But the Israeli government has had to stagger its implementation over the course of a year and a half due to a series of internal and external constraints. Yet they continue to set the stage for ethnic cleansing every step of the way. It says the watershed moment came in February during a short-lived ceasefire between Israel and Hamas when Trump articulated his shocking plan for the U.S. to own Gaza and turn it into a Riviera of the Middle East, while the people of Gaza will be relocated elsewhere. Suddenly, Trump was endorsing a plan that Israel had never dared voice in public. Even a month earlier, Netanyahu had said in a televised statement that Israel has no intention of permanently reoccupying Gaza or displacing its civilian population. This is the exact plan that the Israeli war cabinet just approved. So yeah, it continues on about Trump and shit like that. Like, let me say this. I really do believe at this point in time, the ICC, the ICJ, the United States sanction them, even though their job is to uphold the international laws. Oh man. And then then you got Trump saying that you want to turn Gaza into hotels and resorts and shit, which these people are diabolical, man. What else can I say at this point? These people are evil, diabolical. Now, I'm gonna just say this, and I'm gonna move on to the next story because I want to repeat myself. If you still support Israel and say Israel has the right to defend itself, then you're just as evil and complicit. So, all right, guys, on to the next. All right, guys. So, final story here of this live stream is that top U.S. officials emerged from China trade talks touting substantial progress in deal. I can only the reason why I only see that they are trying to make a deal with China is because they realize that holy shit, everything is made in China, and then a lot of these corporations that got factories in China are not going to move to the United States. So, yeah, this is bad. Oh God. Let me see. It says top U.S. officials involved in high-level trade negotiations with China emerged from 2 days of talks touting substantial progress and appearing to confirm that a deal between the two countries has been reached, which could have massive implications for the global economy. Uh, it says, I'm happy to report that we've made substantial progress between the United States and China in a very important trade talk. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said in a brief statement Sunday in Geneva, Switzerland, where the talks were held, calling the negotiation productive. The U.S. Trade Representative Jamie Greer indicated that agreement has been reached Sunday after President Trump imposed sweeping 145% tariffs on most Chinese goods last month. The president declared a national emergency and imposed tariffs, and we confident that the deal we struck with our Chinese partners will help us work forward towards resolving that national emergency, Greer said. He added, it's important to understand how quickly we were able to come to an agreement which reflects perhaps the differences that are not so large as may be thought. CNN asked Treasury Department for clarification on the deal, though Bessent has said that the details will be shared on Monday morning. Ahead of the talks, Trump administration officials downplayed expectation that a deal would be reached this weekend, characterizing the meetings as a good first step. Bessent has suggested earlier this week that his goal was the escalation of tensions as the U.S. and China have been at a virtual stalemate since Trump imposed his tariff policy. There are very tough negotiators, Greer said of his Chinese counterpart, saying the group worked very diligently and over the last 2 days were very constructive. Bessent said that he and Greer, who did not take questions from the press, have briefed Trump, who he described as fully informed. And my thing is this, okay, they reach a deal, but all Trump can do is, if they reach a deal, he could just change his mind. We know how Trump is, man. Like he 1 minute, terrorists all over in every country. Next minute, go pause them for 90 days. I don't know, man. I can't sit here and just say I believe what Bessent said or what Trump, and other Trump people saying. Like it's hard because like everything's all over the place. It says Trump indicated ahead of the talks that he was willing to lower the tariff rate on China to 80%, which is still high. Good God. Saying in a post to social media that it was up to Scott B, referring to Bessent. The White House later clarified that China also needed to make concessions. The weekend talks marked a significant step towards thawing U.S.-China trade relations. Wow, so you're going to lower it from 145 to 80%. Like, yeah, that's so much better, Trump. Oh, my God. Like, oh, God, these people don't know what the fuck they doing, man. I'm telling you. So it said Monday morning, so tomorrow morning we shall see what the deal and what China would do. Oh, boy. So, all right, guys, on to the next story. All right, guys. So I said that the last segment was gonna be my last final story, but I finally came across this shit right here, man. Oh, Joe Biden. I guess when you're a neocon for so long, you just neocon pilled. I guess people love the word pilled. So he's pilled, like he's he just don't get it. He don't get it, And let me play it and break it down, man. So yeah, like I said, this is Joe Biden's first interview since leaving the White House, which will probably be his final interview because that brain is in his cranium. I mean, that brain in his head. It can only take so much. Oh God, so here we go.
And anyway, I just, the world has gotten smaller. And so imagine if we didn't have NATO now, what would be happening in the Mediterranean? what would be happening with regard to activity by Russia and China in the region. But NATO is the strongest alliance in the history of the world.
You say imagine. Can you imagine it now? Because there are some people who fear that this Atlantic alliance, born in the Second World War, is now dying before our very eyes. Is that your concern?
It's a grave.
Yeah, that's why he said Russia and China. Yeah, because BRICS is emerging. BRICS is emerging and NATO is dying. I mean, yeah, it's pretty accurate to describe.
Concern. I think it would change the modern history of the world if that occurs. Look, we are not the essential nation, but we're the only nation in a position to have the capacity to bring people together to lead the world. Otherwise, you're going to have China and the former Soviet Union, Russia, stepping up. And when I say inflection point, there's so much change taking place so rapidly that there needs to be an ability to respond rapidly. And I just think to myself, what would have happened in the Middle East, as bad as things are now, were there no NATO? Do you think Russia and China would have stayed out militarily? I don't, anyway.
At the center of NATO is this promise, isn't it? You called it in a speech I saw in Warsaw a few years ago, a sacred obligation, which is sacred. You defend each other. Do you think
attack on one is an attack on all?
Do you believe that obligation is still respected by Donald Trump?
Well, he doesn't say it is. And I think the rest of the world, I know.
Man, we're 5 minutes into this interview, and Joe Biden clearly not in it. He just have no energy, Like, but Joe Biden said he could do this for 4 more years. He ain't even do this goddamn interview, which is probably heavily redacted. But goddamn, man. Look at the tensions in the Middle East. You think Russia and China will handle it? I'm pretty sure Russia and China will have better solutions than what the fucking United States doing. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, God.
One of the only advantages of being the old guy is that I've known every major world leader in the last 30 years, and I've known them personally. And I know all the major world leaders today. And I can tell you, the last meeting of the G7 meeting there,
I bet he can't name them.
NATO 7, anyway, or the G20, which is a larger group. As we left the meeting, almost every world leader would pull me aside and say, we got to keep NATO. Meaning my democracy is at stake. Every generation has to fight to maintain democracy. Everyone's going to be challenged. And we've done it well.
Bro. Just, what? Democracy? Oh, God. This guy said democracy, man. He's out of it. Like, bro, let me say this. This is just a side point. Like, you talking about democracy at stake. Well, democracy never existed. Like, oh God, they're fear-mongering about Russia and China. Oh God, they're gonna take over and we're gonna be communist countries. Oh, like, I wish the United States was a communist country, but again, it's like, I'm just gonna tell you the truth. Like, I don't live in a fence in that, man. I just don't. Like, this democracy shit, like, nobody is not even buying that shit anymore. Oh God, I ain't gonna hold y'all too long with this shit, cause this man, he could barely keep his eyes open. He's talking about doing an interview. Holy shit, this shit making me sleepy.
For the last 80 years, And I'm worried that there's a loss of understanding of the consequence of that.
You've talked about a great threat to democracy. Do you really believe that there is a greater threat now to democracy than at any time since the Second World War?
Yes, I do. Because, I mean, look at the number of European leaders in European countries. They're wondering, well, what do I do now? I mean, what's the best route for me to take? Can I rely on the United States? Are they going to be there? Not alone in the United States. Will this stay together? And, you know, and instead of democracy expanding around the world, they're receding. And democracy is, every generation has to fight for it.
And yet you hear what's being said by this administration. The Vice President, J.D. Vance, complains about European freeloading, he calls it. The Defense Secretary, let me just repeat that. You know what they're saying in this administration. The US Defense Secretary talks about European freeloading. The Vice President talks about your country, the United States, bailing out Europe. There's an anger there. Have they not got a point?
No, they don't have a point. Look, you have of all the NATO nations, almost all of them are 2% right now. But what they've done is, you know, when we were attacked, what happened on 9/11? They all responded, support us. Look, imagine.
Maybe the part of the reason why they didn't respond is because they knew it was an inside job. Maybe you haven't thought about that. Like, damn. Oh God. This guy, look at him. Look at him. He better can't keep his eyes open. Good Lord of mercy.
There being no NATO. Do you think Putin would have stopped at Ukraine? Do we think Putin would have stopped his
Bro. I have to educate you on how this war in Ukraine Russia started. Like, bro, Russia didn't want NATO weapon. Russia didn't want NATO to be on their borders, bro. I'm getting the Cliff Notes version of this. Like, oh, Putin, he wants to take over even more countries in Europe. See? And people believe in this shit, bro. Like, come on.
I don't understand how they fail to understand that there's strength in alliances. There's benefits. The cost it saves us money overall.
Let's turn to Ukraine, can we? Because you compared the war in Ukraine with the Second World War. President Trump is now saying, look, if you want peace, Ukraine is going to have to give up some territory. Some people think that is common sense to say that. Do you think it's not common sense? It's perhaps modern day appeasement?
It is modern day appeasement. Look, listen to what Putin said when he talked about going from Kyiv into Ukraine. And why? He believes it's part of Mother Russia. He believes it's a historical right to Ukraine. He talks about Eastern Europe. What this man wants to do is reestablish the Warsaw Pact. He can't stand the fact that the Russian dictatorship that he runs, that the Soviet...
I like how these motherfuckers call Putin a dictator, and they do the exact same thing, you know. Like, this is how I feel. Like, for a dictator, I mean, the guy sure has an 80% approval rating. I mean, I'm not gonna just bullshit y'all. I mean, oh shit, oh God, like dictatorship. But the United States is a democracy, right? Okay.
Union has collapsed, and anybody thinks he's going to stop is just foolish. And look, we have $1 trillion economies with economic exchange with Europe. I just don't understand how people think that if we allow a dictator, a thug, to decide he's going to take significant portions of land that aren't his, and that's going to satisfy him. I don't quite understand.
So you call
motherfucker. like what the United States land was to? It was just open land. It was belonged to the Native Americans. Y'all stole that. Oh my God, bro. I just can't, baby. I can't.
Call it appeasement. What might happen if the Trump administration says, look, that's the deal. You've got to give this territory up, at least temporarily. What is your fear of the consequence of that?
My fear of the consequence is that some of the NATO countries are going to decide that maybe, especially those along the border with Russia, may just say, we got to make an accommodation. We got to make an accommodation. We got to give Russia more space. We got to go on. We have to yield to the pressures, whether they're economic, political, or military. And
so you see countries like Romania, for example, having a presidential election, choosing people who are Putin's friends.
I don't even want to say it. Yeah, worry about it.
What did you make of those scenes in the Oval Office? President Trump and President Zelensky.
I found it...
motherfucker, going to sleep.
Sort of beneath America, the way that took place. And the way we talk about now that, well, it's the Gulf of America. Maybe we're going to have to take back Panama. Maybe we need to acquire Greenland. Maybe Canada should be... What the hell's going on here? What president ever talks like that? That's not who we are. We're about freedom, democracy, opportunity, not about confiscation.
Confiscation? Like destabilizing other countries, taking their resources? That's not confiscation, right? Oh, that's democracy. I mean, the shit Trump saying is dumb as fuck, but like the shit that these folks do, the Bidens of the world, you know, these other neocons, like it ain't no damn different. Like take the oil in Syria, remember that? Like Trump basically told one of the few truths he ever told. Like that's what y'all do. Like Iraq, you know, got goddamn soldiers guarding oil fields. You know, like confiscation though. Like you couldn't just, you know, instead of destroying these people's government and destabilizing the country, instead of, you know, you could have like made some kind of trade agreement, but nah, you don't want that. Nah, you gotta make those donors that you know that pay for your campaigns and shit. You know, you gotta make them richer. So, oh god, that was funny.
Does that mean, do you think that talk destroys the alliances that
Sure it does.
the United States have depended on?
Well, it destroys it. It weakens it considerably. I mean, Canada, the way we talk about Canada, it's like as if it could be a 51st state. Canada's been an ally. Look, we have a significant advantage. One of the reasons why we thought it was important to be a thing called NATO. We had the Pacific Ocean and Atlantic Ocean on our east and our west. Canada and Mexico on our north and our south. What does Britain have? What is all France? What are they surrounded by? They're surrounded by countries that have been in war off and on for the last 500 years. And NATO brought stability.
But you will know what they sometimes say of you, sir. They sometimes say, look, President Biden warned us about this invasion of Ukraine. He did. He led the West in standing up to Putin. He did that. But they sometimes say that you didn't have the courage to go all the way to let Ukraine win. You let them stop the invasion, but you didn't give them the weapons they needed, the long-range weapons.
What? See, I call BS on that. I mean, all the money that the United States gave I mean, to be honest with you, like Ukraine wasn't capable of winning this war anyway. I mean, to be honest with you, it's just dragging on and on and on. You know, like, and then one of the officials said they're gonna fight to the last Ukrainian. Like, damn, they don't even give a damn about the people in Ukraine. but this guy saying Biden need to give them more weapons and more money. Oh God, boy, it's
to
clown shit.
really win.
Well, a few people do say that, but the idea that they could win without engaging NATO in a war, NATO having engaged the Soviet Union, former Soviet Union, Russia, is not likely. We gave them everything they needed to provide for their independence, and we were prepared to respond more aggressively if, in fact.
Man, I know they gave this man some shit, but they just can't let this man just go somewhere, go somewhere in peace. This man ain't capable of doing no interviews. Oh God, he's staggering. I can't keep his eyes open. Barely understand what the fuck he's saying. But
In fact, Putin moved again. But we needed to this is a tricky thing. You know, we had Poland now. Poland's, a NATO country. You know, Poland used to be in a situation where it was part of the Warsaw Pact. There's just a lot of change taking place. And the idea that we're ready to go to World War III with two nuclear powers could be avoided. We did avoid it, but we also made...
That was the threat, though. That was the worry in your mind.
Yes. Well, look...
Go too hard against Russia.
Well,
nuclear weapons are used.
Go too hard against Russian territory, yes. Up to now, it wasn't involving Russian territory.
Now we got to worry about India and Pakistan. That could be a potential World War III. I mean, or a nuclear war fight. Like, oh God.
Territory.
But Russia.
And what did Putin do when things got really tough for him? Threaten the use of tactical nuclear weapons. This is not a game of roulette.
It's a frightening time. Now, I can tell how angry you are, I think, with some of the things that your successor with Donald Trump has been saying and doing. You say it's not who we are, it's not America. The other day you said in a speech, nobody is king. Do you think he's behaving more like a monarch than a president?
Oh, I'd rather not comment. I'm not sure how he's behaving. He's not behaving like a Republican president.
You're being diplomatic, sir.
This interview is so awkward. Jesus Christ. So basically what I got out of this is, Putin is a dictator that wants to take, he wants Ukraine and he wants the other countries that border Russia, like, oh God, the fear mongering, bro. Like, this shit don't work anymore. Like, people now see what the deal is, really. Oh God. Yeah, you still got a few people that, the Ukraine-Russia war, saying Russia invaded Ukraine, like Russia just this evil country that's invaded them intentionally, like you could thank Boris Johnson for ending the deal that would have never had this war to start and to begin with. So yeah, so all right, guys, that's the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I sure as well did. Shameless plugs to close it out. I'm going to go in a different order this time. Go to GothaFunds.com. Help out the Palestinian people any way you can. Share it on your Twitter account or your Facebook account or wherever you got. Or also donating if you can. If you can't, that's fine too. Like, there's always ways to help. And on the bottom of the ticker, follow the ACP Network Twitter account. And also, too, like the video. It's free. And also subscribe to the ATP Network if you're on YouTube and Rumble and Twitch. So thank you guys so much for watching me. I kind of like this look. This is how like Palestinian people are some of the most strongest, courageous people you'll ever meet. And it's taught looking at their culture and see what they're about has changed me. It taught me a lot of things too. So all right, guys. Before I go, I'm finna to play this video by Nick and Nico. Then I'm gonna just I'm out of here. So
telling all the people who support Donald Trump, all these fake MAGA alpha males, when are you guys going to enlist? Because Donald Trump is willing to sell out the American people and sacrifice American lives, fighting another Israeli Middle Eastern war. I still remember there was all these slop MAGA X accounts who are boosted by Elon Musk and the Zionist entity who was saying Yemen will pay, and they was celebrating the downfall of Yemen, saying that they made a giant mistake declaring war. And once again, they are forced to play politics and fix the narrative because they once again failed in their military objective. They haven't won a war. They haven't accomplished a military objective in decades. They lost to the Taliban in Afghanistan. They failed to rid Korea of communism from the entire peninsula. They failed in the Middle East. So it's all about narrative control. The only thing they actually do, and we're seeing war crimes against civilians and killing of innocent people and using starvation as a tool of war. They commit atrocities as a way, because that's what they did in Yemen. They bombed hospitals. They kill civilians because that's the only way they can wage war. They don't wage successful war. They engage in terrorism.
The only way that the United States and seemingly the majority of NATO powers can do any damage to a society is to kill the people who are not even trying to fight. Because right now, Yemen, they're using borrowed weapons with little intel. They have the intel that they have, but it's not like you're getting intel from like the Israeli military, which has the most significant intel apparatus in the world. Like, they're working with what they have, and you can't even beat Yemen.
Many Americans, they start to oppose war when the United States seems to be losing. The same way that Vietnam was a disaster for United States soldiers. A lot of people pretend that the American people was against Vietnam from the beginning. That was not the case. A lot of Americans actually was gun-ho. Let's destroy communism in other countries. And then they saw Americans come back in body bags. And that is what caused many Americans to turn against war.
Like, that's why many... And they started getting drafted.
But if they actually had to fight against a true strong enemy, especially in the modern era, they're going to get their ass whooped the same way they got their ass whooped in every single modern war in my lifetime. Because the United States, they don't create soldiers. They don't create warriors, Nico. The people who signed up for the United States military, they're trying to get free college. Meanwhile, if you're in Yemen, you're standing up against the empire. If you're someone who's fighting for Hamas, you're fighting against the Zionist entity for the survival of your people. The same way with the Viet Cong. What's the American soldier fighting for? They're fighting for free college, free healthcare,